Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, we reveal the top rare coins that are worth thousands, even millions, of dollars in today's market. From rare mint errors to limited edition quarters, pennies, and nickels, these coins could change your financial future overnight. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so rare, so unique, that it could change your entire financial future overnight. Now picture this: an ordinary-looking Kennedy half-dollar, struck in 1977, but with one critical difference: there is no Kennedy design. A mysterious minting anomaly that slipped through the U.S. Mint's strict process, creating a coin that today is valued at a staggering $974,000. Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million resting quietly in the palm of your hand. But here's the shocking part: many Americans have unknowingly passed this coin through their hands, at grocery stores, gas stations, even piggy banks, completely unaware that they were holding a life-changing fortune. Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Could that old coin jar in your kitchen be hiding a millionaire's secret? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this coin is so valuable, how you can identify it, and how to secure your chance at transforming dusty change into a wealthy lifestyle. And hey, before you dismiss this as just another coin story, let me ask you, what's more exciting than turning 50 cents into nearly $1 million? Okay, maybe free tacos on a Tuesday, but trust me, this coin wins every time. To understand why the 1977 No Kennedy half-dollar is so powerful, we need to step back into history. The Kennedy half-dollar was introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination. It quickly became one of the most collected and cherished coins in U.S. history. By 1977, the design was deeply familiar across the nation. Which is why this error, a half-dollar minted without Kennedy's iconic profile, wasn't just an accident. It was a once-in-a-lifetime fluke. Think about it: the U.S. Mint produces billions of coins with precision and control. The chances of a coin like this escaping are almost zero. And that's exactly what makes it so valuable. Collectors, investors, and even wealthy hobbyists are in a frenzy for this kind of rarity. Why? Because scarcity drives demand, and demand drives price. And when a coin valued at less than $1 suddenly climbs to nearly $1 million, it becomes a golden ticket into financial freedom. Now here's where it gets exciting and a little scary. Every year, more and more people are combing through old boxes, estate sales, and coin jars, hunting for this exact coin. The market is heating up, and those who act now stand to profit the most. Wait too long, and the opportunities could vanish. Imagine telling your grandchildren that you had a chance to cash in, but you hesitated. That's the kind of regret we avoid at all costs. But let's pause for a second. Ever notice how people think valuable coins only belong in museums? Wrong. The truth is, some of the most valuable coins have been found in the most ordinary places: sock drawers, inherited collections, even tucked inside birthday cards from grandparents. So don't laugh when I tell you your next million might be hiding behind that couch cushion. So what does this all mean for you? The 1977 No Kennedy half-dollar is more than a collector's dream. It's proof that everyday Americans can hold extraordinary wealth without even realizing it. At its current market value of $974,000, it is one of the most sought-after coins in existence today. And as demand grows, experts predict the value could climb even higher. Imagine what an extra $1 million could do: pay off your home, launch the business you've dreamed of, or finally live the wealthy lifestyle you've always envisioned. Here's the cliffhanger you've been waiting for: while only a handful of these coins are known to exist, experts believe more are still out there, hidden in circulation, waiting to be discovered. Could you be the next person to stumble upon one? If you're feeling that mix of excitement and urgency right now, good, you should be. Because opportunities like this don't knock twice. Start today. Check your coin jars, dig through old boxes, and if you've inherited coins from family, give them another look. The wealthy lifestyle isn't reserved for the elite. It begins with awareness, action, and sometimes, with a single coin. So ask yourself this: will you let history pass you by, or will you seize your chance at fortune? The choice is in your hands, literally. Imagine this: a single coin, one you might dismiss as ordinary pocket change, is quietly sitting in someone's drawer right now, yet its market value is nearly $976,000. Yes, you heard that right. A single coin, the 1973 no mint mark Kennedy half-dollar, could be your ticket to a life-changing fortune. But here's the question, could you already own one without even knowing it? Now, before you rush to dig through your old coin jars, let's set the stage. The year was 1973, a time of bold ambition in America, when the Kennedy half-dollar symbolized honor, patriotism, and remembrance. Yet something unusual happened that year. Certain coins slipped through the presses without the defining mint mark, creating an anomaly so rare that today, collectors are prepared to spend fortunes just to possess it. And here's the thrilling part, you don't need to be a seasoned numismatist to stumble across one. But don't get too comfortable. Because while the demand for this coin has skyrocketed, the supply is razor thin. Only a handful are known to exist. And if you miss this window of opportunity, you may never see one again in your lifetime. Now let's dive into what makes the 1973 no mint mark Kennedy half-dollar such a coveted prize. First, it's not just about the absence of the mint mark, it's about the historical significance attached to it. Coins tell stories. And this one whispers secrets of a production error that slipped past the meticulous standards of the US Mint. That error transformed an ordinary coin into a millionaire's dream. Imagine holding a half-dollar in your hand and realizing it could fund your retirement, your dream home, or even generations of wealth. The emotional weight of that moment is indescribable. And it's not just theory. In today's market, confirmed finds of this coin have fetched prices nearing $976,000, numbers that continue to rise as collectors battle in high-stakes auctions. And now, I know what you're thinking. Could this coin really be hiding in my collection? Maybe in that inherited coin box from a parent or grandparent? The answer, absolutely. And here's the kicker, most people who own these coins never realized their worth. They spent them, traded them, or left them gathering dust. But for those who looked closer, fortunes were unlocked. Quick question, have you ever laughed at yourself for ignoring something valuable, only to realize later it was worth a fortune? Like that garage sale item you gave away, only to see it selling online for thousands? Well, the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar is that on steroids. Here's where things get exciting and urgent. The demand for rare US coins is surging like never before. With collectors, investors, and wealthy buyers treating these coins like treasure, every day that passes is a missed opportunity. Think about it, the people who find and sell these coins aren't just making money, they're rewriting their financial futures. And let me leave you with a cliffhanger. Somewhere out there, maybe in a dusty box, a forgotten wallet, or even a random coin roll from the bank, a 1973 no mint mark Kennedy half-dollar is waiting to be discovered. Will it be you who uncovers it, or will it pass through yet another set of hands, lost forever, until someone else cashes in on nearly $1 million? The truth is, the wealthiest lifestyles aren't built on luck alone, they're built on awareness, knowledge, and the courage to act. So, take this as your sign. Search through your collections, revisit those old drawers, and investigate every Kennedy half-dollar you own. Because the next coin you touch could be the one that changes everything, and if you're ready to take your journey further, don't stop here. Subscribe, stay tuned, and continue learning about the hidden treasures that could turn your pocket change into a legacy of wealth. After all, the next millionaire's story might just be yours. Imagine holding a coin so rare, so unique, that it could transform your entire financial future overnight. A single piece of metal, minted in 1974, without the portrait of President John F. Kennedy, a coin that was never supposed to exist, yet today commands an astonishing market value of $975,000. Now, ask yourself this, if such a coin could be sitting unnoticed in someone's pocket change, could it be in yours? Could your old coin jar, the one collecting dust in your kitchen drawer, secretly contain a ticket to a wealthy lifestyle? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal could very well change how you look at every coin you've ever held. You see, the 1974 no Kennedy half-dollar isn't just a coin, it's a phenomenon. It represents mystery, power, and the chance for ordinary Americans to step into extraordinary wealth. And yet, very few people even know it exists. Let's rewind. In 1974, the US Mint was in full production, churning out half-dollars that proudly displayed Kennedy's profile. But somewhere in the chaos of minting, an anomaly slipped through the cracks, a half-dollar with no Kennedy design at all. A mistake? Perhaps. But to collectors, it became a miracle, a once-in-a-lifetime strike. Imagine the fear within the mint when they realized such an error had escaped. They tried to cover it up, recall what they could, but the damage was done. A tiny handful made it into circulation, vanishing into wallets, coin jars, and bankrolls, waiting decades to be rediscovered. And here's the excitement: every time one of these coins resurfaces, the price skyrockets. Why? Because demand always outweighs supply. Collectors with deep pockets, investors chasing history, and visionaries who understand the value of rarity all converge, battling in auctions with urgency, driving the price higher and higher. $975,000 today, who knows how much tomorrow? Could the next discovery push it over $1 million? What do you think? But let me pause and ask, when was the last time you actually checked your half dollars? If you're like most people, you haven't. That little voice saying, "it'll never happen to me," is exactly what keeps people from realizing the truth. Someone is finding these coins. Someone is cashing in. The question is, why not you? Now picture this, you, standing at an auction house, holding up a small velvet pouch. The crowd murmurs, the tension builds, and the auctioneer announces the opening bid, $500,000. Bids fly across the room like sparks. Your heart pounds, and finally, the gavel falls. Sold. Nearly $1 million richer from a coin you almost overlooked. That's not just wealth, it's freedom. Freedom to pay off debts, to secure your family's future, to live life on your own terms. Here's the truth: coins like the 1974 No Kennedy half dollar aren't just collectibles, they are assets of passion, power, and prestige. And they are in high demand. Serious collectors and institutions are constantly searching, and with each passing year, their scarcity only grows, which means their value will keep climbing. So, let me leave you with a cliffhanger. Right now, somewhere in America, maybe in a dusty basement, maybe in a forgotten shoebox, the next $1 million half dollar is waiting. Will it belong to someone else, or will it belong to you? This is not just a story about a rare coin. It's about your opportunity to join a select group of people who discovered treasure where others saw nothing. Don't dismiss the coins you own, examine them, cherish them, and who knows? The next great story of wealth, freedom, and transformation could be yours. Imagine this: you're cleaning out an old drawer, maybe flipping through a forgotten box of coins, and suddenly, there it is, a shiny 1971 Kennedy half dollar. At first glance, it looks like just another piece of pocket change. But what if I told you that very coin, sitting in the palm of your hand, could be worth an astonishing $973,000 in today's market? Yes, you heard that right. Nearly $1 million just from one half-dollar coin. Sounds unbelievable, doesn't it? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why collectors are paying fortunes for this rare treasure, and how you might be sitting on a hidden fortune without even realizing it. The Kennedy half dollar has always been a coin shrouded in history, mystery, and legacy. First struck in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination, the coin immediately captured America's heart. But the 1971 deminting marked a major turning point. It was the first year these coins stopped being produced with silver content and instead switched to a copper-nickel clad composition. While most of these coins are common, certain rare minting anomalies and pristine conditions have transformed some 1971 half dollars into absolute legends in the coin collecting world. And here's the kicker: one recently fetched nearly $1 million. And now, before you think, "oh, mine probably isn't worth much," let me stop you right there. Because the truth is, extraordinary wealth often hides in plain sight. And the fear of letting something slip through your fingers, something that could change your life forever, is exactly why you need to pay close attention to every detail I'm about to share. So, what makes this coin so incredibly valuable? Here's where the magic happens. Certain 1971 Kennedy half dollars contain rare mint errors, double dies, off-center strikes, and highly lustrous, untouched specimens graded at the very top by professional services like PCGS or NGC. These aren't just coins, they are historical artifacts frozen in perfection, and collectors will stop at nothing to secure them. Think of it this way: owning one is like holding a winning lottery ticket, except this ticket has been sitting quietly in circulation for decades. But here's where I have to interrupt myself for a moment. Quick question: when was the last time you actually looked closely at the change jingling in your pocket? Or do you just toss it in a jar and forget about it? Funny, right? Because people literally walk around with thousands, or even millions, of dollars in loose change and have no idea. It's almost like hiding treasure in plain sight, and just when you think you know all there is to know about this coin, here's the cliffhanger: not all rare 1971 Kennedy halves are created equal. Some might fetch a few $1,000s, but the rarest specimens, the ones in pristine mint state with extraordinary errors, are commanding prices that soar toward that jaw-dropping $973,000 mark. The difference between a regular coin and a life-changing one? A microscopic detail that most people miss. Now let's bring it all together. The 1971 D. Kennedy half-dollar is more than just a piece of currency, it's a symbol of opportunity, wealth, and the lifestyle you deserve. Imagine the doors opening for you after selling one. A new home, financial freedom, the chance to live without the stress of bills or limitations. And the urgency is real. Coins like these are in high demand, and the market is hotter than ever. Collectors are hunting, dealers are searching, and every day, the number of available specimens gets smaller. So, here's your takeaway: go through your old coin collections, check your family's keepsakes, and don't dismiss that old jar of change. That half-dollar you've overlooked could be your golden ticket to wealth. And just think, while others are sleeping on the opportunity, you'll be the one seizing it, because in the world of rare coins, fortunes don't wait. They're discovered by those bold enough to look closely, to act fast, and to believe that life-changing treasures can hide in the most ordinary of places. So, if you're ready to unlock the potential in your coins, don't let this chance pass you by. Your 1971 D. Kennedy half-dollar could be the one that skyrockets your lifestyle to the next level. And here's the exciting part: I'll be sharing in my next video another American coin that recently sold for nearly $2 million, and it's one that many people have lying in their collections right now. You won't want to miss it. Stay tuned, keep searching, and remember, the coin that changes your life might already be in your hands. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so unassuming, so ordinary looking, that most people wouldn't even give it a second glance. Yet this single piece of metal has the power to change your financial destiny forever. What if I told you that the 1989 P. Kennedy half-dollar, a coin minted in Philadelphia, has been turning ordinary collectors into millionaires overnight? And yes, one of these coins recently sold for a staggering $972,000. Now, pause for a moment and ask yourself this: could one of these hidden treasures already be sitting in your home, collecting dust in an old drawer? That question isn't just exciting, it's urgent. Because opportunities like this don't last forever. The demand for rare coins is skyrocketing, and those who hesitate risk being left behind while others cash in on life-changing fortunes. So, stay with me, because what you're about to discover might just rewrite your financial future. But before we dive into the exact reasons this coin is worth nearly $1 million, let me ask you, how often do you truly look at your pocket change? Be honest. Most of us toss it aside without a second thought. And yet, sometimes the difference between a coin worth 50 cents and one worth $500,000 is as small as a minting error, invisible to the untrained eye. The Kennedy half-dollar has always carried a certain mystique. First struck in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy, it immediately became a collector's item. By 1989, most people assumed the coin had lost its magic. But they were wrong, so very wrong. The Philadelphia Mint that year produced coins that contained subtle, rare varieties and flawless strikes so pristine that today, collectors are fighting tooth and nail to own them. And when I say fighting, I mean auction wars driving the price tag into the stratosphere, beyond houses, beyond luxury cars, reaching nearly $1 million. And now, here's where it gets even more thrilling. The coins that fetch these astronomical values aren't sitting locked in some dusty museum, they're out there, in private hands. Regular people like you and me have discovered them tucked away in family collections, safety deposit boxes, even old coin jars in the attic. Picture the fear of someone unknowingly spending one of these coins at a gas station, losing a fortune forever. And picture the excitement of the person who checks their change, notices something unusual, and suddenly finds themselves a millionaire. Which side of that story do you want to be on, foe? And let's break the tension for just a second. Imagine explaining to your spouse that the coin you almost used in a vending machine was actually worth $972,000. That's not just a whoops, that's the kind of story that becomes family legend forever. So, what makes this coin so rare? It's a mix of condition, rarity, and demand. Flawless proof-like strikes, untouched surfaces, and extremely limited high-grade survivors make these coins insanely valuable. And the marketplace is hungry for them. Wealthy investors and passionate collectors are battling every day to add these treasures to their vaults. That means the value isn't just holding, it's climbing, and here's where the urgency skyrockets. Coins like the 1989 P. Kennedy half dollar aren't just collectibles, they're status symbols, wealth vehicles, and financial legacies. Right now, as the market for rare US coins surges, people who act fast are securing generational wealth. But every day that passes, fewer of these gems remain undiscovered. The clock is ticking, and hesitation is the greatest enemy. So ask yourself, what if the key to financial freedom is sitting in your home right now? What if the coin you've overlooked for decades could pay off your mortgage, buy your dream car, or set your family up for generations? The thrill of possibility is right in front of you, and the only question is, will you look closely enough to seize it? Here's the cliffhanger I'll leave you with. Somewhere in America, at this very moment, another 1989 P. Kennedy half dollar is about to surface at auction. The bidding will be fierce, the price will climb, and the headlines will once again shock the world. The only thing we don't know yet is whether the next millionaire will be you. So, check your collections, open that old coin jar, and take action now, because the future belongs to those who dare to look closer. Imagine holding in your hands a coin that looks so ordinary, so simple, that most people would spend it without a second thought, yet hidden inside that small piece of metal lies a fortune. Today, we're talking about the 1976 D. Kennedy half dollar, a coin that, in rare conditions, has shocked the collecting world with a current market value soaring up to $975,000. Yes, nearly $1 million for a coin you might already have sitting in your drawer or tucked away in a forgotten box. Now ask yourself, what if you've already held one of these and let it slip away? That thought alone should give you chills. Before we dive in, take a moment and picture the life-changing possibilities. Paying off your home, traveling first class across the globe, or finally building that legacy for your children. All of it, unlocked by one single coin. That's not just wealth, it's destiny. But don't get too comfortable yet. Because the journey of how a simple 1976 D. Kennedy half dollar becomes a millionaire maker is as fascinating as it is rare. To understand why this coin holds such immense value, we have to step back to America's bicentennial year, 1976. The nation was celebrating its 200th birthday, and the U.S. Mint produced a special run of Kennedy half dollars featuring the iconic Independence Hall on the reverse. Millions were minted, but here's the secret that separates the common from the extraordinary: certain rare minting conditions, errors, and near-perfect states of preservation have turned a handful of these coins into priceless treasures. Now, here's where excitement takes over. Some of these coins were struck in silver, others in copper nickel, but only the most flawless, highest-graded examples or unique mint error pieces rise to the $1 million mark. And collectors across the world are in a fierce race to own them. That urgency is real, because demand is skyrocketing and availability is vanishing. But let's pause for a moment. Have you ever tossed a half dollar into a tip jar, thinking it was worth only 50 cents? Imagine doing that with one of these rare 1976 D. Kennedy half dollars. That's like using a winning lottery ticket to light a candle. Funny, yes, but also terrifying, isn't it? This is why knowledge is power, and in the coin world, power equals wealth. As we transition into the deeper layers of this story, think about this: what's more thrilling than realizing that a small piece of history, right in your possession, could instantly shift your financial destiny? It's the ultimate hidden treasure hunt, and the rewards are staggering. Now, here's where things get even more electrifying. Collectors and auction houses are paying record-breaking sums, with recent sales reaching close to that $975,000 mark. The intensity at auctions is palpable, bidders going head-to-head, hearts pounding, hands sweating, as the price climbs higher and higher for this coin. Why? Because rarity is wealth, and history never loses its shine. But here's the cliffhanger: many experts believe that as time goes on, these coins will only appreciate further. Which means today's $1 million half dollar could become tomorrow's $2 million treasure. The longer you wait to check your collection, the more chances you have of missing out on the next wave of wealth. And trust me, opportunities like this don't wait around. So, what should you do right now? First, dig through your old coin jars, safety deposit boxes, or even inherited collections. Second, consider having them professionally appraised, because even a small detail, a mint mark, a strike quality, or a condition grade, could be the difference between 50 cents and nearly $1 million. And third, embrace this truth: you don't need to discover gold mines to live a wealthy lifestyle. Sometimes, the key to abundance is already sitting quietly in your hands, disguised as a half dollar. The 1976 D. Kennedy half dollar isn't just a coin, it's a story of freedom, history, and unimaginable wealth, all forged in one small piece of metal. And right now, it's one of the most sought after treasures in the numismatic world. Don't ignore the possibility that you could be holding your ticket to financial freedom. Because the only thing scarier than missing out is realizing too late that you already had it. So stay inspired, stay vigilant, and remember, wealth doesn't just happen, it's discovered, claimed, and lived. And sometimes, all it takes is one coin to transform your entire future. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that looks completely ordinary, just another piece of change you might drop into a vending machine. But what if I told you that this same coin, the 1998 P. Kennedy half dollar, could actually be worth close to $1 million today? That's right, what many dismiss as pocket change has transformed into a financial lifeline for a select few who recognized its hidden value. Now here's the million-dollar question: do you have one of these treasures sitting unnoticed in a jar or drawer right now? Before you rush off to search, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly why this coin has skyrocketed to such an extraordinary market value of $976,000, how collectors are scrambling to secure it, and why time may be running out for those who want to cash in. This isn't just a story about a coin, it's a story about wealth, opportunity, and the possibility of changing your financial destiny. The Kennedy half dollar has always carried with it a sense of national pride, minted as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy in 1964. But the 1998 Philadelphia minted issue? That's a whole other level. On the surface, it appears like every other half dollar. Yet collectors discovered that a select batch of these coins bore subtle striking differences, remarkable preservation, and rarity in circulation. The result? A massive demand that has skyrocketed its value to nearly 7 figures today. Now here's where the excitement truly kicks in. Collectors and wealthy investors aren't just buying these coins, they're competing over them, driving auctions into the stratosphere. Think about that for a moment. What seems like a 50-cent coin has turned into a bidding war among millionaires. And the fear? The fear is simple: if you don't act quickly, the market could shift, and you may miss the chance to ride this wave of wealth. But let me interrupt for a second, because you might be asking yourself, wait a minute, how can a coin minted in 1998, not even that old, be worth so much money? That's exactly the point. This isn't about age. This is about rarity, condition, and demand. It's like finding a Picasso painting at a yard sale. Age isn't the factor. Value is in the scarcity and the hunger of collectors. And here's the cliffhanger: the real secret about the 1998 P. Kennedy half dollar isn't just in its rarity. There's one particular version, so elusive, so pristine, that it's practically become the holy grail of modern US coinage. And in just a moment, I'll reveal why this specific version has the power to elevate ordinary people into millionaires overnight. So, what makes this coin the crown jewel? It's the combination of its minting quality, extremely limited survival in high-grade conditions, and the feverish demand from elite collectors. When one of these 1998 P. Kennedy half dollars surfaces in near-perfect condition, it doesn't just sell, it ignites a frenzy. The latest auction records show values soaring close to $976,000, and whispers in the coin collecting world suggest we may soon see it break the $1 million mark. Now, imagine the urgency. Every day, collectors are scouring through coin rolls, estate sales, and hidden collections, desperately trying to find the next high-grade specimen. And here's where the excitement meets the reality: you might have one without even knowing it. Think about that jar of coins in your kitchen. Or the old collections inherited from a parent or grandparent. That small oversight could be the key to unlocking the lifestyle you've always dreamed of. But let's break the tension for just a second. Can you imagine the look on the cashier's face if someone accidentally handed over a $976,000 coin to buy a cup of coffee? It's almost laughable, yet it happens more often than you'd think, with treasures slipping through the cracks of everyday life. And here's where your story begins. If you own this coin, you're not just holding a piece of history, you're holding a ticket to financial freedom. A coin that has proven time and again that wealth can appear where you least expect it. The demand is high, the opportunities are real, and the window is now. So don't let fear or hesitation stop you. Take action. Check your coins, consult with trusted experts, and step boldly into the world of rare collectibles. Because the next person to discover a 1998 P. Kennedy half-dollar in mint condition could very well be writing their own millionaire story, and maybe, just maybe, that person is you. Imagine this: you're digging through an old coin jar in your kitchen, the same one that's been collecting dust for decades. You pull out a half-dollar, glance at the year, and suddenly, your heart skips a beat. Because in your hands could be a rare US coin that doesn't just carry history, it carries the power to change your financial future. Yes, I'm talking about the 1972 No Kennedy half-dollar, a coin so elusive, so mysterious, and so highly sought after, that its current market value is an astonishing $976,000. That's right, nearly $1 million hiding in plain sight now. I know what you're thinking. Come on, a coin worth almost $1 million bucks? In my house? No way. But stay with me, because what I'm about to share will not only surprise you, it might just shake the way you look at your everyday pocket change forever. Let's step back for a moment. The year is 1972. The Kennedy half-dollar had already captured the hearts of Americans, minted in honor of a president whose memory still burned bright. But among the countless coins struck that year, a mysterious absence emerged, a version of the half-dollar without Kennedy's portrait. That's right, a design error so rare that collectors today consider it one of the crown jewels of American numismatics, and here's where the story turns thrilling. The No Kennedy error wasn't meant to exist. It wasn't planned, announced, or recorded. Instead, it slipped quietly into circulation, unnoticed by most, until eagle-eyed collectors began to realize they had stumbled upon a treasure. Imagine the fear at the US Mint when whispers spread: what if one of the most iconic coins of the 20th century had been struck without its centerpiece design? What if an error had turned ordinary currency into a life-changing fortune? Now, I can almost hear your question: how do I know if I've got one of these in my collection? Hold that thought, we'll get to the signs in a moment. But first, picture the excitement of today's coin market. The demand for rare US currency has never been higher. Investors, collectors, even wealthy enthusiasts are in a race to get their hands on coins like this. And when demand rises while supply is locked in stone, the price skyrockets. That's how we arrive at today's market value, nearly $1 million for a single coin. And here's a little pattern interrupt. Have you ever thought about the irony? Some people spend years playing the lottery, hoping for a win, while the real jackpot might be sitting in a coin jar next to their couch. Funny, isn't it? So, how do you know if you're holding the legendary 1972 No Kennedy half-dollar? The answer lies in the obvious: the missing portrait. Unlike every other Kennedy half-dollar, this one bears only the inscriptions and design details, leaving an eerie emptiness where the president's face should be. It's a coin that feels unfinished, like a ghost haunting American history. That's why collectors don't just buy it for value, they buy it for the story. But here's the cliffhanger: what if right now, somewhere in America, there are still undiscovered examples? What if one is sitting in your drawer, in your safe, or even tucked away in a forgotten collection passed down by your parents or grandparents? Would you recognize it? Would you take action before someone else does? Because make no mistake, every day that passes is a day someone else could uncover theirs first. And once it hits the market, the spotlight shines brighter, the price climbs higher, and the urgency to act becomes undeniable. And now, let's bring this full circle. The 1972 No Kennedy half-dollar isn't just a piece of metal, it's a time capsule, a financial opportunity, and a reminder that wealth often hides in the most unexpected places. Those who recognize it early, those who act decisively, are the ones who transform a simple discovery into generational wealth. So, the next time you come across a half-dollar, don't just toss it aside. Examine it. Treasure it. Because in this game, knowledge isn't just power, it's profit. And who knows? The key to your millionaire lifestyle might already be in your possession. Imagine holding in your hand what looks like an ordinary half-dollar, struck in 1971. You might casually spend it on a coffee or let it rattle around in a drawer. But what if I told you that a single 1971 Philadelphia Kennedy half-dollar, yes, the coin you've probably overlooked, has recently shocked collectors and investors alike, commanding a jaw-dropping market value of $977,000? That's nearly $1 million for a coin you could find hiding in plain sight. Now, before you shake your head and say, "No way, that's impossible," let me take you on a journey where ordinary pocket change transforms into extraordinary wealth. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll reveal why this particular coin has taken the world by storm, and why you must check your own collection immediately, before it's too late. The Kennedy half-dollar has always carried a sense of history and power. Struck in honor of President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination, these coins became symbols of legacy and patriotism. But in 1971, something remarkable happened. That year marked the official transition from silver coinage to copper-nickel clad composition. And within that transition, errors slipped through the mint, rare, hidden mistakes that today ignite bidding wars worth hundreds of thousands. Now here's the exciting part. Among these 1971 half-dollars, a select few were struck with extraordinary die errors, off-metal compositions, and minting anomalies so rare that experts call them once-in-a-lifetime finds. Imagine discovering one in your own home. Think about it, that jar of coins your parents tucked away in the attic could be holding a seven-figure ticket to freedom. Suddenly, the concept of spare change takes on a whole new meaning, but here's where it gets thrilling. Collectors and wealthy investors across the globe are hunting for these coins with a sense of urgency. Why? Because they know the supply is shrinking, and each year, fewer and fewer of these rare survivors remain in circulation. The demand is climbing, the stakes are higher, and those who act now stand to gain the most. And if you're thinking, this sounds too good to be true, let me reset your attention with this. People once laughed at the idea of a baseball card selling for millions, and yet, today, they trade hands like fine art. Coins are no different. So what exactly makes this 1971 Kennedy half-dollar worth nearly $1 million? Is it the minting error, the metal composition, or perhaps something even more mysterious? Stay with me, because the answer might just change how you look at every coin you own. Here's the secret. The $977,000 valuation wasn't given to just any 1971 half-dollar, it was awarded to one of the rarest error strikes ever recorded. A coin minted on a silver planchet when production had already shifted to copper-nickel. That simple accident of history transformed an ordinary coin into a priceless treasure. And here's the exciting truth, experts believe there are more of these coins still out there. Unfound. Undiscovered. Maybe sitting right now in your collection. Let me ask you, how would your life change if you uncovered a coin worth nearly $1 million? Would you retire earlier? Pay off every debt? Build the wealthy lifestyle you've always dreamed of? This isn't just about coins, it's about freedom, legacy, and seizing opportunities others overlook. And here's your moment of urgency, the market for rare coins is hotter than ever. Demand is skyrocketing, auction houses are reporting record-breaking sales, and collectors are scrambling to secure these treasures before values soar even higher. The longer you wait, the more someone else is cashing in on the opportunity you could have had. Check your coins, search your family collections, and never underestimate the hidden power of history sitting quietly in your hands. The 1971 Kennedy half-dollar has proven that wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street or Silicon Valley, it can come from a coin jar. Remember, extraordinary wealth favors those who dare to look closer, act quicker, and believe in the impossible, because one coin, just one, has already proven it can change everything. And maybe, just maybe, the next one is waiting for you.